Good afternoon, everyone. I'm your host, Paige Ryans, and we are kicking off the 23rd Annual Garden State Film Festival from March 27th through March 30th. You can enjoy over 200 awesome, amazing, wonderful films and film-centered events. These films are from 14 different countries across 9 different venues all throughout Asbury Park and Cranford, New Jersey. There's truly something in it for everyone. And today I am joined with an incredible film, a part of this 200 incredible films that we'll have, the songs we wrote. And we're here joined with the people behind the making of this film. Sam and Ryan, how are you?
Good. Good to be
Good.
here.
Good.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for
We're, uh,
being here.
we're Jersey boys, so
Yeah.
we're proud to be part of the Garden State Film Festival.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're very excited to have you here today. So why don't we just kind of kick it off by just you guys can introduce yourselves and your role, your title with the film and everything.
Yeah, so hello, I'm Sam. I'm the writer and director of the songs we wrote, and I co-wrote it with Ryan. And this was my senior thesis while at Rutgers University. So this was like a year-long culmination, and I'm proud of the final product.
Absolutely. You should be. You should be.
I'm Ryan. I am the co-writer, and I think my title in the credits was executive producer, maybe.
Lots of hats for one.
Yeah. um,
Awesome.
yeah, so I helped Sam write the script. We're writing partners, so it was a long project that we did. But it was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know, like you said, your senior thesis. So I know that that was like a culmination of just like the whole entire year
Right.
was
So
focused on
Ryan and I
that.
had worked together in the past, but this was like our first kind of big project that we had done together. So we mainly wrote the script in the summer leading up to our senior year, and then kind of hit the ground running in September.
That's good. You kind of had that, that pre before you just take it off and just start sprinting.
Yeah,
So
right.
good, good. Um, so please share with us what is the songs we wrote. Like, just tell us a little bit about like just a summary synopsis, the plot of the songs we wrote.
Yeah. So the songs we wrote kind of follows Max Bloom, who is a songwriter for the very famous crooner, young up and comer Jack Valentine, and it's set in kind of a 1940s film noir, black and white world. And we basically follow Max as he's writing a record for Jack while also having an affair with Jack. So as he's trying to juggle all these things, his world is kind of closing in on him. There's sort of these external forces that are putting pressure on Max to try and finish the record and keep this secret that they have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And what was your kind of inspiration behind writing this film? Like, were you inspired by any directors, any films, or was this just kind of like an idea that you just had in your mind and you just kind of wanted to execute it like that?
Well, we took a ton of inspiration. We've always been kind of obsessed with these old stories and old Hollywood of these actors who were kind of living double lives, and they were huge icons to the public, and like great artists, but then they also had secrets of their own. So we watched the Rock Hudson documentary, and then creatively, I mean, we are huge film nerds, so we watched a ton of film noir. A big inspiration for me, just for the vibe, I guess, was Chinatown. We're both huge fans of Chinatown, so that sort of neo noir world is something we lived in for a while.
For
Right.
sure.
Kind of having this basic concept of like trying to do a film noir, but also, taking influences from the 40s, which is more kind of, safe and kind of from that time, but then taking kind of darker, more serious elements from like 70s noirs, and then kind of taking more modern concepts and kind of just throwing it all together. And it was a really fun process to kind of build it.
Yeah, it's like a recipe. You're just grabbing all of like the items and just put them in the pot and just seeing what
Yeah.
seeing it, and it all just really came together. And like you, Ryan, you mentioned like the old Hollywood. I like that concept of just, you know, it's just a very like cool, just like old Hollywood black and white feel about it. So where did you find your casting crew for this? Like, did you kind of know, have a vision for like who you wanted to be a part of this project? Like how, just kind of talk about that process for you.
Yeah, I mean, we were pretty fortunate because on top of being writing partners, Ryan and I were roommates in college for 3 years. So we were very familiar with each other, and we had basically, you know, 5 other film majors living with us. So we kind of had this built-in production team ready to go. So
Mhm.
not only did we have our film that we were working on, but there were like 4 other movies that had to get done over the course of our senior year. So we all kind of got together and made it happen, which was really cool. And with our actors, we used Mason Gross actors from another part of our school. So we were kind of the filmmaking side of things, and these actors were obviously in the drama school. So it was a nice collaboration of, you know, the Mason Gross family. And those were the 2 main actors, Jacob and Robbie.
Nice. And they, Jacob and Robbie, they did a great job for that too. And I know you mentioned like, you know, your connection with just like so many filmmakers and just being like so close to just like knowing film people. How was the filmmaking process like for you, for both of you?
Yeah.
Even from like start to finish or just like during, just kind of like just a glimpse into that.
Yeah.
Well, we started writing in the summer, and then we wrote basically all summer. You know, I don't know how many drafts we had, but it took months to write the script, and then we had the final version and realized like how kind of it's like kind of a big production. And you know, we're college students, so it's not like we had a huge budget or anything. So the next part of it was trying to
Stretch
just,
it.
yeah, we were trying to get it made.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that kind of forced us to be more creative with how we shot the scenes, what locations we chose. And yeah, I think it ended up working out pretty well.
And along those same lines of trying to, you know, make it happen, kind of cut some corners, we were actually able to use kind of old school filming techniques, which was also something I wanted to explore. So there's a scene where our 2 characters are talking on the beach, and we actually used a process called rear projection, where we kind of put the actors in front of this huge projector screen, and we projected a beach backdrop, and then we were able to kind of light them in front of that. So it kind of gives it that old 40s feel, but it also helps us production wise to actually be in a studio where it's warm, because we were shooting this in January. So being on a beach in January is very different than, you know, being in a studio.
Yeah,
So
for sure. For sure.
kind of happy accidents like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And what would you say was your, but one of your favorite parts of the process, or just like if there were any challenges? Because I know, like you said, kind of when working on like the student film, like you don't have that as much like of the world as your oyster type of
Yeah,
thing.
right.
So like, what was kind of your process with that?
I think the biggest thing, especially with these student films, is to make sure everybody's on the same page. Because if everybody's on the same page and everybody, you know, knows what they're doing and has that same enthusiasm that you have and Ryan and I have, because it's kind of like our baby.
Mhm.
If you make other people feel that passion for the project, it does kind of become like it has like a snowball effect. Like one of our more challenging days was we were shooting in the movie theater, and that was also where we had our New Year's Eve party take place. And we ended up having like 15 extras, and they all had to be costumed. And I know Ryan spearheaded like the decorations of the New Year's party. So like you really have to kind of, as the director, you have to kind of let go and trust this crew and this cast that you've assembled to kind of make it happen, because you really can't do it on yourself, like by yourself. So for me, seeing that unfold kind of out of my control was really cool. And I
Yeah.
really felt, you know, the collaboration of filmmaking at that point.
That's great. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And would you say what was something that you learned through this process, whether that be about like your filmmaking style, um, whether that be something that you want to apply to your next project, like what's something that you kind of took away from this process for both of you?
Hmm. I learned how important collaboration is. Obviously, like we co-wrote the script together, um, and Sam's an amazing director. And then we had a few amazing just people in the crew who I don't know if you have to have a good team of people because film is such a collaborative process. If you don't have people bouncing different ideas off of you or um, just giving you like critiques or any advice, because everybody wants the film to be the best it can be, um, and you want to have like a set that has that everybody's able to be honest about their opinions on the film and you can kind of work through things like that.
For sure. For
Yeah.
sure. Absolutely.
I think I learned, because when I was first pitching the idea in my class, it was like 1940s period piece, like very ambitious, and everyone was like, "Don't do it! Like, you'd be silly to do that." But me and Ryan, when we talked about the movie over the summer, like we saw it, like we knew we could do it. So it was almost like being true to your vision and kind of seeing it through. And even if I fell flat on my face, I could at least say we tried and it didn't work out. But I am proud how the film turned out. And I am also proud because of how ambitious and sort of crazy it is, just with how it turned out. It's not, I don't think it's your normal student film that you normally see.
Yeah, yeah. I think that definitely like a lot of collaboration went into it, and even
Right.
you were
So
just talking.
also trying to make people as crazy as you are. That's kind of what filmmaking is.
But I think it's also just kind of like you mentioned, like your vision, like you had the vision for it, and it was just making sure that you wanting to like execute the vision, just kind of how you saw it, like in its planning stages. And so
Yeah.
I think it was all worth it. I really do. And I know you kind of mentioned this. You talked a little bit about like what you experimented with, like the lighting and like cinematography and just like different elements of that sort. Was there any particular standout of something that you experimented with in this film that you enjoyed trying? Was it something that you had done before?
Well, I mean, for this film in particular, a big part of it was the music. So I worked with my composer, Anthony GSFF, and he was there on set, and he actually he helped the guy who plays Max, Robbie, actually be able to play piano. So again, like kind of having a vision and then being able to outsource it to people. Like, well, I don't know how to play piano, but Anthony does, so he can kind of make it happen.
Yeah.
And having a partnership with him kind of throughout the whole process of writing that initial melody of the piano score and then using that same melody 6 months later when we're done shooting in the actual scoring and composing of the film. So, and then on top of that, like experimenting with the sound and how the sound and the music can kind of play together and create something new entirely. So again, having collaborators who you can trust and kind of make a film even better than what you had even imagined is what
Absolutely.
kind of cool.
Absolutely. You had a strong team on
Yeah,
your hands.
absolutely.
A very strong team. And what's something that for audiences that get the chance to screen this film during the festival, what's something that you hope that leaves with them once they watch this film?
Um, I really hope that people can be just transported into this world that we created. I don't know. I think it's a very specific it's kind of like it's almost like a myth of the 40s. And you kind of just have to let yourself go there and experience this story that, it'd be like if you were watching a film noir from the 40s and this storyline played out, you'd be kind of surprised. Um, and I think, yeah, I just want everyone who watches it to have a good experience. I know it's probably going to be sad, but I don't know, just let yourself go with the world.
Right. Right.
Yeah, we definitely wanted the viewer to be left with that sense of melancholy, because that's kind of what we gravitate towards, is like, you know, having a story that makes you feel everything, sad, happy, and again, be crafting this sort of myth that never even really happened. So
No, I think that's great. I think that's just the idea of just the audience, just allowing the audience to immerse themselves in this world. I feel like it makes you feel like you're forgetting that you're even watching the film. It makes you feel like you're in the film. So great job with that. I think that just even all the elements that you incorporated in it, I feel like it really just adds on to just how amazing this film is. And I think that you should be very, very proud. And so I know that this is your first Garden State Festival submission. How does it feel to be accepted?
it's great. I mean, I'm very happy that the film will be recognized in this way. Like I said earlier, like Ryan and I are New Jersey born and bred, so, and we shot the entirety of the movie in New Jersey. We shot on the Jersey Shore, 15 minutes away from Asbury, so it is kind of, it's nice to be accepted in this community that we're so close to.
For sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
and we worked on it for so long with so many people, so it's nice that it's kind of paying off. And yeah, we love the opportunity to also tell a queer story, and just share that with everybody right now. Yeah.
Yeah, and to kind of express that in like a 40s world that at the time that would not have been possible. So to give a voice to that.
Absolutely. Very important stories as well. So, and I think you both did just like an amazing job just bringing the vision to life, incorporating just like this important story to tell, and just making it just such a great viewing experience for the audiences that will get the chance to watch it, which they'll be able to get the chance to screen it on Saturday, March 29th at the Berkeley Kingsley, Block 19, between 6 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. Now, will you both be joining us at the festival this year?
We'll be there.
We will be there.
Awesome. All righty. We're looking forward to having you here. And thank you for being here with us today. Again, the 23rd Annual Garden State Film Festival. It's Jersey. It doesn't get any better than Jersey. You can go to the Garden State Film Festival between March 27th and March 30th. You can get your tickets at gsff.org/tickets. And once again, Sam, Ryan, congratulations on just submitting to the festival and just an awesome, incredible film. Thank you for being here today. And we will see you at the festival.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good day, okay?
You too.
Thank you.